Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Right now, I am actually taking the front end of Queen Dent off so that way I can put the Super Duty axles. So I'll flip this around. You can see I just got the basically frame rails. I took the booster off. I'm gonna take the steering box off. And then I have the brackets. There's 2 bolts here and then a couple bolts on the bottom. I think there's 1 rivet. Yeah, 1 rivet on the bottom of that. And then once I get that off, I'm gonna take the bolts for here, for the trailing arms, and then unbolt the springs. Hopefully get the whole axle out from under it. And then take the air chisel and start chiseling off the brackets that I do not need. So I'll get you guys set up on time lapse and we'll go from there. All right, guys, it's always good, even if you have a new build to yourself, just to go over it. Reason being is, say I would have kept this truck 2-wheel drive. You can see there's like a stack of washers, and then, oh, look, they move. So this steering box isn't even really tight to the frame to where this little bit of play back and forth torquing on it could put stress on these 2 and then crack the holes, or it could have slop in the steering. So whenever you guys get a new project, just make sure you go over every nut and bolt, because you never know who had their hands in it. All right, steering box is out. I noticed that this has a little slop. So the end of this bearing, plastic bushing is beat out. I know there's a company that makes a bearing kit for the end of these, so I'll look into that, hopefully get that on order. But one thing I did notice from both my other trucks, this is a 70, this is a 79, King Dent is a 79. This column is not splined. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. I gotta look into that. But anyhow, steering box is off. Next, I'm going to, oh yeah, little trick. All right, so this is the brake bracket. You don't need these for the Super Duty swap, but the bolt behind, well anyways, here's the bolt for the bracket, and it goes into here. There's 2 bolts, one on the bottom, one on the top. One on top has its threaded insert into the frame. One on the bottom has a nut on the back, which, unless you got some little itty bitty fingers in back, oh yeah, something definitely living in there. To get back up in there, oh wait, hold on. The nut's right here. Anywho, easiest way is to take this one out, shove this to the side to get to the bolt for the steering box, because normally the steering box covers up this area, and I think this nut is covered by the steering box. As you can see, 1, 2, 3 is what covers it. All right, got the brackets undone. There's 1 rivet, you can see the end right there. Next, I'm going to undo the bolts for the trailing arm. When I say trailing arm, A-arm, the arm. Bolts right here. And then snip the brake lines. And I think this thing's ready to come out. I buzzed off that shock. I'm gonna buzz off this shock. And this axle will be out. Axle's out. The only thing that's attaching it is, I think, the brake lines. It's all sorts of wonky. Every time you go to the local pull, who am I? Who am I? All right, guys, got the shock tower off and the brackets on this side, but you can see these frames have 4 holes. Actually, I got 6 up here. This is used I think this one is used. And these ones aren't ever used, but Super Duty coil buckets, I think these bottom two, and then either the top two or the bottom two, and then you have to drill the other two, but they line up. So it works out pretty good. It's kind of bolt in ready. So I'm gonna work on the other side, get that off. All right, the other side's off. Got all the rivets out. And I have to go inside and order up some new coil buckets. The coil buckets off the parts truck weren't that great a shape, so I didn't bother taking them off, but ordered those up. And then my next step is going to be on one of those holes. I think it might be that one or that one. I'll have to double check. Right, there we go. That one or that one is the starting point for the Super Duty bracket. So I will get that in place. I think I have to drill it out to the same hole size as the Super Duty bracket and get those mounted. All right, got my brackets all prepped. Just hit them with the sandblaster real quick to get some of the surface rust off. And my next step is going to be not this bolt, this was the original one, but this guy right here pretty much lines up where it needs to be with this hole right there. So I'm gonna get that all lined up. I still have to drill this out. It's the same diameter as this hole. Then I'll put a bolt in there, swing it up, make sure it's level, plumb with the frame, and then start marking the other holes that need drilled. All right, totally forgot. I have to take these two rivets off, which are the brackets for the transmission. If you're keeping your transmission brackets, you can grind them down. Just leave like a little kind of pan heads on them. But I'm not gonna keep those, so I'm gonna air chisel these off and then punch them through, so that way my bracket right here will fit something like that. You can see the factory hole. You can see the rivets are right in the way. So I'll air chisel these off, and then I can drill out my hole right here and start to mock this up. All right, this thing right here will make a man out of you, and it will also save your back at the same time. This is a mag drill. Whenever I can, I try to use this, but since it's underneath the cab, it's always fun to hold it up there and position it so it doesn't fall on you when you're hitting the mag and then getting it lined up by yourself. So I guess you guys are gonna see me struggle, see if I can get it up there. I'm not sure if it'll fit. We'll see. It's got to go at least, I don't know, 45, 50 pounds. What side do I want to get down? I'm going to turn the magnet on so that way I can stick it up there and then get it positioned. As you can see, we might be in trouble. That's what I thought. Well, it's actually too big. So let me see if I can, nope, I don't think I have a smaller, shorter bit. This portion right here is hitting the outer part of the body. So let's see here. What can I do? Let me see if I have a shorty drill bit. That's actually I need. just had an idea. What if I can fit this on the inside of the frame rail? There's so much stuff in here. So we're only so lucky. Leaking fuel. Perfect. All right, well, I'm gonna have to pick up either a short bit. I have a step bit up there, but it's really dull. So I got the Milwaukee charged back up. I'm just gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. Got that hole done. Wasn't too terrible. I was using a brand new drill bit, so that helped. I'm gonna grab my mock-up bolts. Okay, hung. Throw the washer on the nut on the back. Probably should get rid of some of this old fuel lines and messed up brake lines, because I am painting the frame. I bought this truck just to basically drive, but it kind of snowballed, so seems like that is how all of my builds go. Simple plan evolves into lots of money. All right, so you see my drift. So this is the hole that I used. Just slide it up. The important thing is you want to make sure that your frame is vertical, and then the side of this is vertical when you go to mount it up. The reason being is it does have a little bit of walking room side to side. So you want to make sure that at least it's mounted securely to the bottom of the frame rail before you start anchoring these in. So what I like to do is I'll get a C-channel, I'll put it on the back, I'll tighten it down, and then I'll drill the bottom holes first. If it is vertical, I'll get those tightened down, and then I'll come back and drill these and snug it to the frame. So that way, if I drill these first, it's gonna want to kick this out, and then that's where these will be drilled, and it's not gonna be level. So that one's hung. I'm gonna go to the other side, drill that out, and get that one hung. All right, guys, I'm in a little bit of a pickle here. I'm underneath the green truck. This is the first truck that I had swapped. Oh, let me get my tape measure. And I'm just double checking some things. So here's the original bracket. You can see right there and there. Here's the original bracket. So if I go off the edge of that hole, to the center of that bolt is 6 inches. Okay, so I'm good with that. So just come over here and check with the brown truck, Queen Dent. Oh, she needs a bath. All right, so I'm just gonna double check, make sure it's the same. So edge a hole, center a bolt, that's 6 inches, okay? So I'm good there. But here's the, let me get up. Here's the pickle part. Oh, can't see that. All right, here's the pickle part. Get my light. Okay. So what I had thought was the hole that I needed for my bracket was deceiving. Let's see if I can get this one-handed. All right, so I gotta go from edge of this hole to center a bolt. See if I can do this one-handed. Edge a hole. Uh-oh, 7 inches. So, this truck is a 79 F250. My green truck is a 75 F250. King Dent is a 79 F350, which the 79 F350, 75 F250 match because they have a hole right here, 1 inch exactly forward. This 79 does not. It has 1 inch backward. There's supposed to be a hole right here. So what I also found out was that the frame width right here is different on this F250 than it is on the 350. So I think this one, if I recall, is like 8 inches, 7.5. My F350 is a lot wider. So I didn't know that there was that many differences, even though they're the same year. I guess F250, F350. F350 would make sense since it's has a wider frame, but this hole from here to here is different. So I'm gonna have to take these brackets back off and drill a hole 1 inch forward so that way I can get an even 6 inches to where I need it. So back to the drawing board. Sorry guys, I thought I had this down pat until I had a couple trucks here and realized that the hole that I was looking for, bam, right there, needs to be 6 inches off the edge of this hole to the center. That's where I need it, not 7 inches where it's at right there. I'm on both these and back to the drawing board.